Assalamualaikum and very good evening to all panel Dr. Mazlina Mazhar and Madam Siti Sabara Ismail. First, I would like to introduce my group member, which is intern Nur Azira Abdulali, Siti Mazlina Maksuduli, and myself Novara Aida Betty Muhammad Fauzi. Without any further ado, we would like to present our final year project thesis title, which is the service quality and level of satisfaction among visitors at Ulu Legong Hot Spring. Next, we move on to the background of research. The growth of the tourism industry and seeking healthy lifestyle has recently aroused a renewed interest in the use of hot spring on a global scale. According to Effort Cooper 2010, tourism trend has caused the redevelopment of many existing hot spring destinations. Another research by Effort 2011 stated that natural hot and mineral springs are recognized by the tourism industry as a unique natural resource and frequently marketed in combination with other local attractions. For example, cultural, historical, and geological not only offer resource for health and wellness tourism, it is also contribute to the demand for recreational aspect of nature-based tourism. Next, according to Chai 2007, hot spring is a spring that is produced by the emergence of geothermally heated groundwater from the Earth's crust, with a temperature greater than 20 Celsius and higher than the annual average temperature of the area which it is located. According to Chow 2010, there are 60 hot springs in West Malaysia that have been recorded so far, and there are still many hot springs that are undiscovered due to not very well-known locations. Next, history of background research. Ululago Hot Spring had begun to be built in 1995, and Ululago Hot Spring geographically located around 22 kilometers away from Baling. Meanwhile, Baling is located at the southern part of Kedah and easily accessible by road. The Ululago Hot Spring is one of the famous attractions in Kedah. On 1st March 1998, Ululago Hot Spring was opened to the public under private management with a rental rate of ringgit 120 per month to Baling District Councils. Next, on July 2001, Baling District Council took over Ululago Hot Spring for a better management.
Next, we move to a problem statement. The place chosen in the research is a Hulu Legong hot spring in Kedah. According to the course 2070, the problem was found at Hulu Legong hot spring because lack of service quality has caused the rotavirus spread in the area. Due to the spread of the rotavirus, the management is difficult to check whether water in a pool, lake, or waterfall has been contaminated with the virus until a person has been infected. Next, for this research is involved two objectives. For the first objective, to analyze the relationship between satisfaction, intangibility of service quality toward visitor behavior intention to visit Ulu Legong Hot Spring. And for the second objective, to investigate the relationship between satisfaction and reliability of service quality toward visitor behavior intention to Ulu Legong Hot Spring. For research question, in the study asked what is the relationship between satisfaction intangibility of service quality toward visitor behavior intention to visit Ululago Hot Spring. Other than that, this study also wants to know what the relationship between satisfaction in reliability of service quality toward visitor behavior intention to visit Ululago Hot Spring. For proposed theoretical framework, this research using sequel model. Based on this research, there are two dimensions related to service that will be touched on this research, which is tangibility and reliability. Tangibility means the physical facility, equipment, and appearance of personnel, while reliability is ability to dependably and accurately perform the promise. The schematic diagram below shows the relationship between these variables in the research. In the research, the independent variable is a tangibility and reliability, and dependent variable is a behavior intention. For the research hypothesis, this study hypothesizes service quality of Ulu Legong Hot Spring has significant relationship with visitor satisfaction. Visitors may have different satisfaction for each service provided. Based on the research model have shown two hypotheses were developed and tested in this study. Or there is no relationship between service quality and satisfaction among visitors in Ulu Legong Hot Spring. H1 there is a relationship between service quality and satisfaction among visitors in Ulu Legong Hot Spring. This research involves significance of study. This study also can encourage tourists to have the intention to come again and influence others to come and experience the hot spring. This study also brings benefit to management because it is necessary for organization or private sector to identify the significance of raising the standard and improving the facilities. We move to the chapter 2, which is literature review. We started with the definition of wellness tourism. According to the Adam 1988, the wellness dimension is a physical, spiritual, intellectual, psychological, social, and emotion. According to Moeller and Kaufman 2001, wellness dimension is a self-responsibility might include mental, activity, education, body, physical fitness, health, about nutrition, and Abraham 2012 has dimensioned that wellness tourism is a competence, relatedness, and health, wealth, personal value, and freedom of a choice. Toward the research, the study wants to know about the service quality and customer satisfaction. According to the Allure answer 2009, suggested the service personnel play an important role in customer evaluation of service quality. Chan and Yu pointed out that service quality has positive influence on consumer satisfaction and loyalty. Second, consumer satisfaction has a positive influence on consumer loyalty. And third point is that service quality and consumer satisfaction could effectively predict consumer loyalty.
For the literature review of service quality and level satisfaction of Legong Hot Spring, according to Su Ho and Su 2007, observed that the perception of service quality is based on the feelings of customers and for this reason should be examined from the perspective of customers. A service quality gap generally arises from a discrepancy between a customer's expectations and perceptions of service quality, according to Lewis and Boom 1983, while according to Anderson and Sullivan 1993, stated that customer satisfaction is the customer's overall judgment of the degree to which product or service performance matches expectations. For example, the assumption is that if an organization maintains a high level of service quality, there will be more satisfied customers, according to Wu, Wong, and Cheng 2014. For example, if Ulu Legong Hot Spring provided a good service quality, it will leave a satisfaction towards the visitors. While for the satisfaction among hot spring tourists, according to Risinger and Turner 2003, one experiences compared to the expectations reside in feelings of gratifications. The tourist is satisfied and will leave this destination with good memory. Moreover, tourists consent to pay more for these services. However, when they reside in feelings of unhappiness, they will feeling dissatisfied. Next, for the service quality of hot spring towards visitors. The purpose of this study to investigate the level of service quality at Ulu Legong Hot Spring visitors. Service is an important element that determines the success or failure of the service providers. According to the STARS 2017, reported that the rotavirus outbreak linked to the Ulu Legong Hot Spring Recreation Center in Baling recently has hit businesses in the vicinity. The virus may have been caused by a person defecating while in the hot spring, or due to a nearby sewage discharge, or leakage according to water quality and modeling specialists. So it is therefore important businesses to provide a high level of service quality to meet the standard and the needs of tourists. Prior studies have demonstrated that service quality is an antecedent of customer satisfaction, which in turn leads to customer loyalty and repeat business. While for the behavior intention as dependent variable, satisfaction was found to influence behavior intentions. Tourists who were satisfied with a destination might come back, be willing to pay a price premium recommend, or favorably speak to other tourists. For the research design, researchers has used applied research and used correlational research to investigate service quality at Ulu Legong Hot Spring. And the sources that we use is we gather it from the primary data and also secondary data. For the methodology, structured questionnaire was prepared for the 311 visitors for further analysis, and we also have conducted pre-testing for 30 visitors as a sample. And at the end, the closed-ended questionnaire was divided into four sections, and the sample that we use is a non-probability sampling technique, which is purposive sampling was employed for large data scale collection. For the data collection, we have used written questioning to gather the required assessment, and the survey questionnaire were based on our objective. For population, the population ensemble is the visitors of the Ulu Legong Hot Spring, and we have contact the visitor through blast the online survey questionnaire to the phone and also face-to-face sessions. For the sample, a non-probability sample, which is purposive sample, is selected based on our characteristic of population and objective. The questionnaire were distributed to 311 visitors of Ulu Legong Hot Spring.
For the data analysis, the software used in this study to analyze the data is a statistical package for the social science. SPSS Statistic is a software package used for interactive or statistical analysis. SPSS is a widely used program for statistical analysis in a social science. All the data from the questionnaire or survey has put in the SPSS statistic to get the result. Next, for the questionnaire design, in this study have a section A, which is demography information, is about the general and specific question. For section B and C, consider independent variable, which is tangibility and reliability. Section D is about the intention behavior of visitor while visit Ulu Legong Hot Spring. After obtaining the data, the pretest need to be done. Pretest do to test the reliability for both variable, which is independent and dependent variable, using the alpha or Cronbach alpha coefficient. Methodology suggests a minimum alpha coefficient between 0.65 and 0.8. However, alpha coefficients that are less than 0.5 are usually unacceptable. According to the table show the reliability statistic, the results show the Cronbach alpha value for the study is 0.881. Researchers conclude that this value indicates it is reasonable acceptable.
Next, demographic profile. Demographic profile is the study of population where all the factors such as age, race, and gender. Demographic data refers to socio-economic information that expressed statistically also, including the educational, income, marital status, and employment status. In this section, there are five items comprised in this section, which is gender, age, marital status, employment status, and residency. Based on the direct event, which is gender, there are 311 respondents have been selected and has answered the survey. Next step the table it shows that 52.7% are male, with 164 of respondents who are answers B and come to the places, while 47.3% are female, with 147 frequency. It shows that many male visitors coming to the Ululago hot spring. Next, age. The highest responding age is 47.3%, which is 147 which are between 18 and 24 years old. For second highest are 32.5, which is 70 of respondents from age range between 25 and 34 years old, followed by 19.3%, which is 60 of respondents are between 25 and 34 years old. According to the table given, the responding residency was divided into three, which is from abroad. Collected 6%, which is only two respondents from the abroad. Next, local. Collected 57.2%, which is 178 are from the local people, and 42.1% are from the others. The frequency of overall question was in scale 4, which is indicate the visitor is satisfied with the service quality of Ululago Hot Spring. Among the 9 attributes, overall analysis of the question has shown that the combined opening hours, which is 131 respondents, are satisfied with the convenient opening hours. These places are open 24 hours, so it is make the visitor can come to the places, follow their free time. For the reliability section, which is reliability, service quality, and level of satisfaction toward visitors at Ululugung Hot Spring, uh, the frequency of overall questions at the reliability sections was in scale 4, which indicate the visitor is satisfied with the service quality of Ululugung Hot Spring. And I stated that the among the 8 attributes, overall analysis of the question has shown that suitable temperature of a hot spring has the highest mean value. Next, behavior intention. Behavior intention refers to the motivational factors that influence a given behavior. Where the stronger the intention to perform the behavior, the more likely the behavior will be performed. In this level, in this level shows that the highest frequency is 107, which is the visitors are satisfied with the attached to this hot spring. This study focus on to analyze levels of expression on service quality, which is tangibility, towards behavior attention. Tangibility can be defined as is capable of being touched or felt. This section had 9 questions that touch on tangibility, which is the level cleanliness of the pool, adequate fire and first facilities, adequate physical facilities, and the Yes, for the result, the level cleanliness of the pool at Honolulu has recorded 1, which had the highest variation among 9 independent variables with the independent variable. This shows that there is a positive significant relationship between the level of cleanliness of the pool with the behavior attention. For the correlation analysis regarding on the reliability service quality, this section has contained 8 questions, and researcher has found that overall question was in scale 4, which is indicated by the visitors. That means they are satisfied. So on these sections, um, we will show the table regarding on the reliability. Uh, as you can see on the descriptive statistic, The highest mean is at suitable temperature of the hot spring with 4.0165, and followed by the visitors are got pleasure from visiting hot spring is 4.0356, and the lower mean is at the ability of employees.
The first objective is to investigate the relationship between satisfaction and tangibility of service quality towards visitors' rehabilitation to even Legong Hot Spring. Tangibility can be defined as the capable of being touched or feel having real substances, tangible objects. Customer satisfaction has always been considered an essential objective in all market sectors. It is especially by providing a good service to a customer. Customer satisfaction have two types, which is customer perspective and others focusing on the product and services.
Next, to investigate the relationship between satisfaction and reliability of service quality towards visitors' behavior intention to undergo hot spring, researchers has found that employee ability is one of the factors that made visitors feel satisfied when they came to the hot spring, and it is true that visitors will depend very much on the employee to help them regarding on the problem they are facing. So from this, we can relate that the reliability service is having relationship or connected to the visitor's behavior intention to visit hot spring.
As conclusion, by view the result on tangibility, visitors choose the skill or certified towards the convenience opening hours with the highest frequency, which is 131, and the lowest scale of certified is availability of adequate fire and first aid facility and instruction with the frequency 92. For reliability, the highest mean value is 4.0643, which is visitor most certified towards suitable temperature or hot spring, and the lowest mean value is 3.8296, which is visitor less choose the ability of employee can be dealing with customer problem. Regarding to intention behavior, whether visitor will return back or not, majority choose the scale of yes with the highest frequency 260 compared to the scale of no with the lowest frequency which is 70. Next, for the recommendation, the management should more concern and always care about the hygiene around the hot spring. The management must monitor regularly cleanliness of the hot spring. If the hot springs are to be utilized for recreational purpose, the high temperature has to be regulated. Next, management also need consider the rapid algal growth in hot spring. Algal growth, however, can be controlled easily by having a good hydraulic design.
So that is all from us for this final year project presentation. Have a nice day and thank you.